Alright, thank you very much. Hello everybody, it's your good friend Pozzible here, and I'm back in action with a good old-fashioned movie review of a movie that you might want to batten down the hatches for. You might want to think about this before you watch the rest of this movie review, because as you know, if you watch the next batch, which nobody does, this is a movie review of the Lego Movie, which I was a little worried about because I saw the trailer, and the trailer annoyed me. When I first saw it, it was one of those, oh my god, this reminded me of those 1980s and 70s and movies that I hated where it's all about this goofball who can't get anything right, but then again, all of a sudden gets something right. And this is that movie. You basically got Emmett, who is supposed to be our hero. He has discovered a sacred artifact that we still will never understand how it got on his back. It's something that's the piece of resistance. Get it? A play on piece de resistance. And he needs to save it from the evil overlord. Helping him is Wildstyle and Batman, who goes from being superhero to comic relief in less than 5 minutes. And of course, you got chasing them is Bad Cop along, who is led by Lord Business. The movie has its point because of all the funny in-jokes of the real world. Lord Business intends to use a special place to destroy the world. And what does it mean to destroy the universe? It means he's going to lock everything in place with something called the crackle. Alright? And again, that's just another one of those cutesy things that they think they're so cute by putting them in there. It gets old really fast. That said, the Lego Movie was good. It had some really good moments to it. But it tried to be too cute, and the humor got lost really fast, in my opinion. I did remember sitting there, and this one child a few rows from me was getting bored and wanted to go. Not to say it's a boring movie, but it's not what I really want from my Lego movies. You know, they do a lot of building, Lego building, of course, that's what Legos are all about, and they were able to make some amazing stuff. But it's just stuff that's just so far out there. It's no different than a person putting a eraser on a desk and saying, that's my bomb, you know? But that's not to say it was horrible. The characters do grow on you after a while, and there is this moment where you get a sense of where everything comes from, where Wildstyle comes from, where Emmett comes from, where Mr. Business comes from, which is probably one of the best intros ever. Ultimately, it all dies with the resolution. And don't get me wrong, I get it. It's a kid's movie. You're supposed to have these cutesy, very easy, very fast resolutions. Nothing that requires too much complications. Otherwise, you lose the core audience. And I do believe the core audience is very entertained. That's why they see it. I don't have that core audience. And maybe it's a high expectation of mine. But when I grew up, you know, there were movies that kids could watch that adults wouldn't go crazy about. And that's what I was hoping Lego would prove me wrong with. The fact that they did not prove me wrong is not a bad thing. It is meant for kids. I have to respect that better. And I know that that's something I've got to work on. Ultimately, I give Lego Movie a see it. I have to. It's too safe not to. You know, it's silly, it's got its good points, it's got its long points. Ultimately, it's one of those things where you're just waiting for them to just end the movie. Because you know where it's going, even though you have no idea how they're going to get there. But that said, I give it a see it. I think people will enjoy it much more than I did. You know, this is one of those things where I know I didn't like something, but I know other people will like it. So I give it a see it. Alright guys, that's it for me today. We'll see you next time at the theaters.